What's going on, family? I said, what's going on, family? Thank God for another day that I have made, that God has made a way that I can say, the Lord is so great. You know what I'm saying? Let me light this cigarette up. Hopefully, the fault finders don't look at him. See, he's smoking a cigarette. He's a hypocrite. How dare he speak of God? How dare he speak of God? He's smoking a cigarette. Look at that hypocrite. You know what I mean? You gotta watch out for the fault finders, you know what I'm saying? The Bible speak about fault finders, man. No matter, when it comes to fault finders, no matter how much good you do, they don't look at the good. They just operate off looking off negative. They don't matter, you can do 99 positive things, that one negative thing will override everything when it comes to a fault finder. You know what I'm saying? Some people just in it to find fault. See, look at him. Look at him smoking that cigarette. Some people just in it for that. You know what I mean? But it's all good. Like I said, I'm not an active member of the World Mission Society Church of God, but that is my church by heart until breath exits out my body. You know what I'm saying? That's just me personally. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But needless to say, what's going on, family? I thank God for another day that he makes a way. You know what I'm saying? And keeps me going. God is amazing. So today what I want to talk about is how music influences the mind. You know, you vibing, you know what I'm saying? You're grooving, you're moving, you're listening to the music. You're getting in your zone, you know what I'm saying? But for people with weak minds or people that's not overt in this program, or like I said, people with underdeveloped minds or people that's not overt in this program, they could be easily persuaded with the music. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they get high and stuff and they can really take in, absorb the music and think that that lifestyle is what they need to live in order to be successful in this world, especially with the hip hop. Especially with the hip hop. Because before, like New York, the rap was just basically a way for people to express themselves or what's going on in their community. You know what I'm saying? They was getting very conscious with the rap, you know what I'm saying, with the pro-black movement. CIA didn't like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they always thinking of like karma. They always thinking of, oh, we can't let these, you know, a lot of black folks get together and maybe they might try to oppress, just like the time of the Bible. You can't let all these Hebrew Israelites get together and populate because they might overrule us. You know what I'm saying? So they had to do, so the Pharaoh had to throw the babies in the Nile River to get ate up by crocodiles. So, you know what I'm saying? Same thing, they had to infiltrate, you know what I'm saying, the hip hop industry. You know, I'm not trying to, you know what I mean, say that black people have something to do with, you know what I'm saying, with the Hebrew Israelite. Your knowledge is your knowledge, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's as far as I know, Jews is Jews, you know what I mean? But just saying in that same way, that's how hip hop's been infiltrated by the CIA. You know what I'm saying? The CB4 project, you know what I'm saying? NWA and Cali, you know, Attitude, the gangster music. So once the gangster music came out real strong, what happened to the black community? Everybody wanted to be gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Lil Bow Wow was crip walking. You know, you wasn't even no crip back then. You was crip walking too. Everybody was crip walking. You know what I'm saying? Because the music has so much influence. And then after that, you know what I'm saying, the trap scene hit heavy, you know what I'm saying? It was already like a little trap story in New York, but the trap scene hit heavy down there in Atlanta. It was like the crunk phase and the trap phase. Like Atlanta was just basically like party music. You know what I'm saying? Music for girls to shake their booty to, like influenced by Florida and Miami, New Orleans. It was all about, you know, shaking their booty music. And then New Orleans came out with the scene with the struggle, you know what I'm saying? The grimy, You know what I mean? Get it out here. Soldier Slim, Cash Money, No Limit. You know what I'm saying? Then the trap scene start hitting heavy. You know, when Ti start getting in the scene, talk about the trap. Jeezy got in the scene talking about the trap, talking about his BMF influence with Big Meech and all that, and all this cocaine and stuff. And then Gucci Man hit it and turned everything into a trap scientist. And then now people went from being gangster, the struggle, to just want to be pure drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? Just sell dope, 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 dope. You know what I'm saying? You want a bad chick, you gotta have bricks, all white bricks, 36 zips. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no baller like an athlete, but got no jumpers. It's bricks. You know what I'm saying? So people was heavily influenced to, you know what I mean, getting that mindset. It's that music, the witchcraft of that music that get people in that mindset. You know what I'm saying? And now the mindset is got from drug dealing to now the music talk about using drugs. You know, Future hit the scene. Future hit the scene and was like Molly, Molly World, Molly World. Kodak Black hit the scene. Yeet hit the scene. All these, you know, different rappers, you know what I'm saying, talk about, taking drugs. You know what I'm saying? So it flipped from people, you know what I'm saying, being looked at as cool as being drug dealers. Now it's like looked at as people being cool, being junkies. You know what I'm saying? The music influenced people. It's cool now to be a junkie. Don't you see how the CIA is behind that? You know what I'm saying? So now they ain't gotta have war. You know what I'm saying? They can set up these programs to have us at war with ourselves. They can set up this program, you know what I'm saying, to have us self-deletion, taking drugs and stuff like that. Y'all still listen to Yeet. I still listen to certain music, but since my program went overt, it doesn't have influence on me like that. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to be careful, because now the rap went from gangster to the crunk phase, to the struggle phase, to the trap phase, to the junkie phase. Now it's the drill phase, you know what I'm saying? With the Chicago rappers came out, Chief Keef, I don't like. You know what I'm saying? The drill phase, basically just the shooter is now praised. Went from selling drugs to taking drugs, you know what I'm saying, to shooter music. Now it's like the shooters are being praised. It's cool to have no name out here. It's cool, you know what I'm saying, not to grind your money up. You know what I'm saying? You could just be a shooter. You know what I mean? You just get praised just for shooting people. Grabbing a gun, which anybody can grab a gun nowadays and simply pull a trigger and end somebody's life. Anybody could do that. You know what I'm saying? So now it's praised that it's just based off death. Shoot them up, bang, bang. That's the type of music that is influencing the community today. You know what I'm saying? The CIA, very manipulative. That's how the music just influenced different people today. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta rise above that music. Yeah, we do listen to our music and stuff, but don't let that music influence you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't handle the music, tap into another genre that you can handle. Tap into some I can listen to my music and it still won't have me phased out. It gives me the energy to work and get things done and kind of zone out some of this tactics and stuff like that. For me personally, but different strokes for different folks. Different things work for different people. Different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like basically you gotta know what your enemy is trying to do. And you know, they say Satan was the master of music or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or the airwaves or, you know, things like that. So you got to understand how the enemy uses, you know, music to put people in a trance, to keep people brainwashed in a spell. They actually think music is reality, what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Music is something just to vibe to, listen to, and you know what I'm saying? Especially with the hype music, to get you going beast mode, go in the gym, work out, get your goals accomplished, but it's not music to make you want to follow the trend of what they doing. You know what I'm saying? To actually want to mimic that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Even if you are in those communities, you can rise above that. There's plenty of ways to make money other than the criminalistic lifestyle. Are trying to prove something, are trying to get these fast women out here, are trying to get the bag the fast way. That operation's been compromised. You know what I'm saying? Most of the people in that operation now are CIA, are not CIA, are informants. I don't know why I said CIA, are informants. You know what I'm saying? They work for the law. You get what I mean? They plugged in a certain type of narcissistic network where they can kind of have their way. There are people in here that's unaware, that's mimicking that lifestyle, that's unaware, and they don't understand that it's a trap. You know what I'm saying? It's a trap for their soul. It's a trap for their self-deletion. But people that's been overt in this program, you should know better. And if you old enough in age, you should know better too. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the music influence you. Let it be your fuel, you know what I'm saying? But don't let it influence you. Don't let it push you for self-deletion. You know what I mean? And it's just like, hey, we got to be better than being fault finders and things like that. We got to rise above being fault finders. You know what I'm saying? Instead of focus on the negative in people, why don't we just focus on the positive of them? You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't up for debate. I ain't up to debate and prove that I'm a children of light and to prove who's a child of dark. By now, by the heart, you can kind of peep and have your discernment to see who is who and what is what. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to try to find flaw in people. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to shed light and tell people that they do have good in them and to let their light shine and to stay away from darkness. That's all the messages I'm speaking. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I got to go back to work. Peace, family.